Well, let's talk about Kiss, surprisingly.
Kiss.
Oh, imagine
Kiss?
that.
Yeah. I'm starting with very easy question. What's the secret behind this band?
Well, the secret behind Kiss is that it's a combination of amazing rock and roll songs. One of the most spectacular stage shows in rock and roll touring, and also a philosophy that about doing what you want to do in life, and if you have something you want to achieve and go for, you go for it, and don't let anybody tell you can't do it. So it's rock and roll all night and party every day, and have a great time. It's a good time. It's a party.
But I think there's also a bit of escapism there too. A bit of fantasy. Dressing up in the costumes, almost like superheroes. I think a lot of younger generation, most people that get into Kiss start off at a young age, and it's almost looking like it's superheroes, and it makes it's larger than life. It makes you think like, hey, I can attain that. I can be special too. Somehow it creates people to reach inside to look for their individualism. That's what I've noticed. A lot of kids when they were growing up that were Kiss fans would always say how sometimes they had to defend themselves to be a Kiss fan. And that's the thing, is it kind of makes you learn how to be an individual and doesn't matter about what anyone else thinks. And I think that's important. And Kiss as a band or as a unit kind of has this, we dress differently. We wear costumes, we wear makeup, we wear big platform boots, and we put on this spectacular show, and we don't care what anyone else thinks. And guess what? People love it.
Because of the image and the makeup and the costumes and the larger-than-life vibe, it makes Kiss as a timeless thing. It really, it doesn't pigeonhole you to the 70s or the 80s or, even in the future. It's a timeless thing that we've seen that kids come to the shows, like young kids, and they're immediately turned on to it, just like kids were 30 years ago. So it has that unique quality, whereas most groups aren't so much that way, and that's one of the reasons why Kiss does continue on and will continue on infinitely, as long as, you have the right people doing it,
Kiss is like Superman. I mean, there's been many different Supermans and different versions of the movies made, but yet we all identify with this character, Superman. And the one great thing I think about Kiss is the word Kiss is a universal word. Everybody knows what Kiss means. So it kind of, they chose that name for that exact reason. It was something that everybody knew what it meant. And I remember when I first heard of the band Kiss, I remember thinking, wow, that's a really cool name. You saw the logo, the way the band looked, it just right away jumped out at me and caught my attention, and I wanted to go out and find out more about this band. So I understand, the unique thing about Tommy and myself is that we have this perspective of being influenced by Kiss, being fans of the band, and now being in bands and being on the other side of the mask and the makeup. And that's something that, Gene and Paul will never know what that's really quite like to be, because we saw that from both sides. I remember the first time I did a show, playing drums and looking out and going, wow, this is so surreal. I'm in the makeup and it's me, I'm playing drums and Kiss, and I'm looking at the crowd and I'm on stage, and that was a very special, unique feeling.
Because both of us, when we were kids, and when we were 15 years old, we were in the front row looking at the band. So, what a unique,
very unique perspective that we bring to the band, I think.
Fans are a really big part of the band. It's like the fifth member of the band.
They are the band.
Fans.
Without the fans, there is no band, and that's true of all bands. But especially for Kiss fans, they have a real unique relationship, like I mentioned before. I've had friends of mine who were Kiss fans say that they used to have to defend Kiss when they were younger to be a fan, because it really was in either love them or leave them kind of. Hey, that's a Kiss song. You either loved them or you didn't, and those fans that really identify with Kiss, they have this unity, and it's a bond that exists throughout the world altogether. Fans travel from all over the world to see us on tour. And it's really amazing. We see some of the same faces at every show.
And Kiss is one of the only bands I've ever seen that has more interaction going on with the crowd and us on stage. I've never seen something like that happen with other bands that I've ever seen concerts. There's more crowd interaction going on with Kiss than any other group, and we want to do it that way. And that's the reason we do that, is because that's a big part of the Kiss show. Not only our performance and the everything going crazy on stage, but that whole thing between the fans and the band, that interaction is the most important part of it all.
To prepare for this show, it takes us a couple of hours before we even play. Then we come in, sometimes do interviews, or we meet the fans, and then we play the show and another hour to clean up. So it's a very long process to be in KISS, but we love it.
A lot of people don't understand that we do our own makeup. KISS has never had makeup artists. We always put our own makeup. Whoever's in the band puts their own makeup on, and that's always been the thing. So, you know, it's a 2-hour time before the show where we sit down and get together, and we do sit all in the same room and put makeup on, and it's kind of a transition from regular guys into KISS.